Hello and welcome to Nice Ethereal Epiphanies. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all the things, my life, psychology, you name it. Today I am finally sharing with you all my weekly review. But before I get into that, well actually this is from last week. So this is a new week. And I didn't get a chance to film this video this weekend. So I said, okay, it's semi-warm today. I figured I'll just get out here and share it with you today. So today it went up to I think 41 degrees and I was like not feeling well today. But I was like, okay girl, like it's warm out, try to get out and and do a video. Also I always try to get out when right before sunset, and the sun's gonna set at 4:55 today, so I have a little bit of time, not too long. And yeah, it was 41 degrees. Right now it's 37. So it's 4 degrees. So let me see, 37 degrees Fahrenheit and I think 3 degrees Celsius or 4 degrees Celsius, I forgot. But anyway, so if you're new here, I had mentioned last week that like I have fell off of my routine. Or not my routine, well I guess yeah, my routine, but also I feel like when it came to my goals that I've been kind of slacking off a bit, and goals, work, etc. And I think part of it is not really paying close attention to what I'm working on a daily and weekly basis. I was working a bakery job and it took over my life. So I would just get home from work and I would just fall asleep until the next morning and then get up and then get ready, and it's like a hamster wheel. So when it came to my outside projects and looking for work outside of that job and etc., it just wasn't happening. I mean, I was looking for work every morning when I woke up. So the first thing I do when I wake up is start putting in applications for IT jobs and stuff, and non-IT jobs. But I would say I didn't really have the routine that I envisioned and I wanted. Like I think when I first started this YouTube channel, I think my first couple of videos might have been back in, I think I might have started recording end of October, November. I'm not really sure, or maybe it was November. I'm not really sure when I started recording, but it was when I first started the job. And sorry, there was someone in the window over there. I just completely lost my thought. But anyway, the point is that I've fallen off, and part of the reason why is from not doing my regular check-ins to make sure that I'm keeping up with my goals. So for example, if I had a goal to launch something by the end of December, part of me doing my weekly reviews is always making sure that all of my choices, the way that I'm spending my time, is pushing me closer to that goal or to that product launch, etc. So I said last week, okay, I had to pick back up my weekly review. Last year I didn't really do my reviews the way I normally do, so I had actually fallen off. So usually I do a weekly, I'm not really big on monthly, but like quarterly and yearly reviews or annual review. I have to finish my annual review. I did start it. And actually, oh yeah, by the way, I finally got out my newsletter yesterday. I'm so excited. I've been dreading getting that out because in my newsletter I mix personal with, so I mix what's going on in my life and the projects that I'm working on, etc., things I'm reading. I mix all that into my newsletter. I haven't been sending it out because my life has not been good. And so every time I try to write it, I'm like, well, what can I talk about that's positive? And so because I've been feeling a little bit positive and things have been sort of going a little bit more positive in my life, I said, okay, I just word vomited. I just did like a voice memo, and I had GPT clean it up for me, and then I cleaned it up again, and I sent out my first newsletter of the year. I'm so excited. And I'm going to remain consistent. I was working on systems last week and this weekend to make sure that I'm consistent with my sending out my newsletter, because I have to admit, when my health gets bad or things aren't going great in my life, I kind of fall off of my work in general, especially my newsletter. So yeah, I'm really glad that I had sent that out. And yeah, I got, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I got quite a bit of stuff done. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I once again lost my thought. Honestly, I'm not really feeling well, and I am a bit tired, but I want to keep my word. So because I said to the internet that I'm going to share my weekly review with you, I'm here for that, okay? So I'm trying to think. My weekly review, right? So I had a template from before and I revamped it. There's different ways that I do my weekly review, and I was thinking about it like this. Okay, what kept me from doing it weekly before, and why did I fall off? Well, because there's lots of friction. I either have to sit down and type, or the template was all over the place, it wasn't a standard X, Y, and Z. So what I did was I realized I had a bunch of templates all over the place of my weekly review, and I had taken things from other people and X, Y, and Z, and I realized, well, these things didn't really apply to me. So what I did was I just revamped my weekly review and I made different versions. And I know you might be thinking, okay, that sounds like a lot, but let me explain why. I would love to go in depth of my weekly review, but I realized that I wasn't consistent because, one, it wasn't set up in a way that it was easy for me to access it and access the same version every single week. For a while, I had my weekly review as a Google Calendar event, and it was just like a link to the Notion page, which worked for a while, but again, I kept changing it because I really didn't like it. So now it's tailored to me and my life, and I try to tailor how I manage and organize my life according to the wheel of life. So I had fixed my weekly review to revolve around that, because everything else in my life, my folders on my computer, my digital notebooks, everything is surrounded. My Naya OS system, my Life OS system, everything uses the Wheel of Life as a folder and organization system. So I was thinking, like, why don't I do the same thing with my weekly review? Keep it consistent, right? So what I did was I made a 3-minute version, a 15-minute version, and a 30-minute version. And let me explain why. Because I'm thinking, okay, if there's a week where I'm so exhausted, like how I was with the bakery job, the least I can do is have a 5-minute weekly check-in. Which, come on, 5 minutes, that's how much, oh, that sounds, that's how much time you probably spend on the throne, if you know what I mean. So you can really do it then and just use speech to text, or use your voice. But if you think about it, even if you're extremely busy, you can always take at least even if it's 3 minutes, you can take at least 3 to 5 minutes to do some sort of weekly check-in. And the reason why I feel like these are so powerful, by the way, is because I think what happens, especially with me, I don't know if you all can relate, but what happens with me is that I have a goal in my head that I need to do or accomplish, and I just keep replaying it, but I don't do any action towards it. So for me, a weekly review is kind of like me, like, checking in with myself, like, okay, what did you do? Because you know how sometimes time passes by so fast and you're like, what did I do? I don't remember what I did. And that's I'm usually more organized in this, but just being honest, that's been me lately, is that time is passing by so quickly. I feel like I go to work, I go to sleep, I eat, and that's it. So at least with the weekly review, I can say, oh yeah, I started this and I didn't finish this, or I didn't start this and I needed to get that done by this date. So I'm gonna get back in the habit of my weekly review, because I feel like it is like a nice nudge to yourself of saying, hey, are your choices of this week reflecting on getting closer to your goals, or are you on par with your task? That's what it does for me. It's just a nice, gentle, or like, for me, for example, if you've ever exercised and had a coach, you know how your exercise coach or your gym coach, whatever you call it, checks in with you constantly to make sure, hey, you're keeping on track. For me, that's like a weekly review. It's like a little nudge to myself saying, hey, you had to get this done. What did you do this week? Oh, you didn't do this? Okay. Also, another thing, my weekly review, as I mentioned, it's organized by the Wheel of Life. So it's not only about work. And actually, here, I have it here so that I can tell you guys, oopsie, all the different categories that it's based off. So it's based off the Wheel of Life, which is career and business, finance, health, relationships, personal growth, fun and recreation, environment, and spirituality. So yeah, I'm just going through the list. So before I hopped on this video, I was thinking about it, and I might just do a 5 or 15 minute. I don't think there was a need to have 3 different versions. You know how, like, sometimes in a moment something makes sense and then you actually do it and you're like, that was too much. So I actually went through each of them. I went through the 5, 15, and 30-minute one, and it took me 15 minutes to do the 5-minute one. And, you know, for every tier, it took me double the time. So this is, yeah, I realized that it was too much, that I asked too many questions, and I don't think that's necessary for a weekly review, because again, you don't want to cause friction and for you to not follow up with continuing to do this every week. So anyway, so first what I do, so I'll just kind of go over the 5-minute check-in a little bit. So what I do is I like score myself based on the Wheel of Life. So I say, you know, from scale of 1 to 10, where do you rate yourself with all of these categories? And then I just go into what were my best moments, my biggest challenges, what things that I accomplished, what things I have to focus on for next week. I also do gratitude. So if I'm not doing gratitude daily, which I said I think I'm gonna try to do 10 days in a row this month, but just for the future, I added it to the template that, you know, just at least one thing that I'm grateful for goes into my weekly review. Also, there's so many, and by the way, what I'll do is that I'll actually make this available as a template, and I'll add it in the description so you guys can, if you want, you can check it out, and if you like it, it'll be free. Just, you know, you can just, if you've never heard of Notion is a productivity tool that's used for everything, task management, note-taking, etc. So I have Notion mainly for sharing things publicly, and I do use it for business stuff in case I think, okay, I might have to share this with someone in the future. But so yeah, so I'll share this with you. I won't go through all of the questions, but so before there were 3 questions. That was so funny. My family member is in the laundry room and was waving to me. Oh, that scared me. That was funny. Oh, that was so funny. So yeah. Jeez, I'm such a scary person. I get scared so easily, and it scared me that the light is on and then they like wave to me. But yeah, so anyway, I had 3 questions for each. Look at that. The 5 o'clock shadow is always on time. Is it? It's 5 o'clock. Wait a second. I always joke about this, that in the videos I always get a 5 o'clock shadow, and here it is, 5 o'clock shadow, and it's 5:12. So anyway, yeah, so I had 3 questions for all the different sections based on the Wheel of Life, but I realized, like, Naya, you're not going to keep up with that. Even if you do speech to text or you do like voice mode, you're not going to keep up with that. So what I did instead was I narrowed it down to 2 questions each. And if I'm being honest, I might just do one more iteration of this where I just might only have 2 questions where needed, because, like, I'll give you an example. So for career and business, it's your biggest win, your main challenge. So the other one that I mentioned to you was a 5-minute challenge. Sorry, the 5-minute quick check-in. That's why it was like very short, with just 4 questions, and then the scoring. And so for the 15-minute one, you know, I asked, you know, what were your biggest wins, main challenges, smart money moves, financial focus for next week. I mean, if you're new here, I don't have any money, and I'm, you know, don't have a home, etc. So my goal isn't to have any money or to make something to, I mean, actually, no, I'm being funny. Actually, to survive, I think I need to make $1,500 to $2,000 a month minimum. I think that will help me to get a room. Or, I mean, really, I can just go to Thailand. I can go to Serbia and live on that very comfortably. So I guess really that is my goal, but that's not my weekly goal. That's more of a yearly and quarterly goal, or monthly, or whatever. But yeah, anyway, so also I have my mental health status, my physical health, my relationships, who did I connect with during the week, like who did I speak with. Honestly, like for example, this is one that I don't really think that I need this, but I'll keep it in for you guys in the template, because I actually have a interaction system. So whenever I talk to someone, I use my Naya OS system, where all I have to do is just like log that item. So I choose who I spoke with, how I felt after we spoke, when's the next time that I plan to speak to them. Well, actually, my system already, based on the category of person, like family, etc., it automatically tells me when to talk to them next, unless I enter it manually. Yeah, and it has like notes. Then I take notes on the conversation. Yeah, my feelings, etc. So what I do is I have another automation that just rolls up all of the interactions from that week, which is really funny because I don't be talking to people that much anyway. But even when I did, this system was really helpful. So everything was like automated, where I would just actually, it was even more automated at one point, where it was based on like my text messages and phone calls. It would just automatically do it for me. But I like to have the aspect of where I'm saying, hey, this is how I felt after, and this is, etc. So I'm thinking that's not really needed for me, but I'll keep it in for you guys. Also, like fun and recreation, so what are fun moments that I had, etc. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not gonna read this whole thing to you guys, but what I will do, because I did say in one of my last videos that I'll share an update as share with you all what I did last week. So let me see, where is it? So last week, I won't go through the whole check-in with you, but what I did, well, okay, let me go down some of it. So, oh yeah, so I have some digital products and newsletter templates that I didn't realize were out of date, and they were out of date because I didn't realize that Airtable, once they changed their pricing system, now a lot of the things that were free before are no longer free. And I guess because I had credits and I wasn't paying for it, everything was just working until it wasn't, and I realized like, oh wait, one day just everything, all my automation stopped working, and I realized like, oh snap, my account is overdue because I have to pay for it now, which I cannot afford to do. And then I realized, oh snap, all of my templates are based in Airtable. Airtable is another productivity tool. It's a database system. It can be used for project management, task management, now business applications, etc. So my digital products were based on this, and all of the automations and my digital products were also based on that, but it's now not available to people if you're not paying for the pro, or is it team version, whichever one is the paid version now. A lot of the really great features that were working on free are no longer working. So I had all of these coding scripts set up and nothing works. So I said, okay, I have to now fix this because I want it to be available to anyone. Most people have access to the free tier of Notion, which is pretty generous in their automations and everything. It's not the same as Airtable at all. But anyway, I had to just figure out a workaround. So I did work on those last week. I totally forgot I did it. Just like one night I just did it out of nowhere. Oh yeah, hey, my automations aren't working. Oh, this is happening, let me fix that. So that was a really big deal because people have paid me for this service, and I wanted to give them a 2.0 version, and this kind of forced me to have to do that anyway. So that worked out well. So it was my, and I still have to do a few more updates. It was my Libro Vault. So it's how I manage my book system. So I read like anywhere between 50 to 100 books per year, and to help me manage all those books and remember like what I read and take notes. And at one point I had all these load on my website, nayamoss.com, with all the book notes and everything. And so the system behind that was this database. So that's LibroVault. I also had another digital product called Language OS, where it's a template of 4,000 words in about 6 different languages, and it's what I use to practice different languages. Which, side note, I have to do a video about this, because I did not realize that I don't remember a lot of different languages. Because let me tell you what happened. Someone had asked me, oh, did you know what this person said in Spanish? And I was like, oh yeah. But then I literally tried to speak, and I realized, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken in French, Spanish, Romanian, nothing in almost a year. And then I tried to read out loud, and I was like, oh my god, like why am I stuttering? What is happening here? And I really feel. But that happened to me before with German, where I didn't speak German for a very long time, and then I went to Germany for vacation one time, and I just, after being there for a week, then everything started to come back to me, and it was like, then it came naturally again. But by the way, just to be clear, I'm not fluent in any of these languages. I just know the phrases and conversational stuff. Well, not anymore, I don't know. But anyway, this is why I had to get back to my Language OS. So that was another one, the LibroVault, Language OS, the PMDD Manager. What else? Is it here actually? Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's one other thing that I had to take care of that I did. Also, another thing is that I started to set up, let me see, this is kind of technical, but I'll say this. I am going to launch a website called Coffee Shop Jobs, and I finished everything's done, by the way. Everything is done. The website is done. The database, everything is complete. I just have not published, or I'm saying published, I just have not deployed it or hosted it yet, which I have to do that. So I just spent last week, I had just went through it to make sure that there were no issues with the application. I went through the entire, or it's actually a web app, because people can log in and everything, pay for jobs, look for jobs, set up accounts, etc. And so I just went through the process of all the different types of accounts. So one thing that is really important when you're building software or a website or etc. is that you have to see what the user is going to experience. So I always try to do that. I always try to go through all the steps myself, so that I know what the person is experiencing on the other end, and I can also see, is this frictionless, does this take a long time, is this frustrating, etc. So that's what I did with Coffee Shop Jobs. And I also did another website. It's a directory website as well, and that one had some hiccups, so I had to kind of like leave it alone. But yeah, what else? Yeah, to be honest, it was funny, because before I did my weekly review, I sat there, what did I do this week? I don't remember I really and truly did not remember. I'm gonna use my phone as a, you can't see me now that the sun's going away. I was like, what did I do this week? Really, I sat there, what did I do this week? But you see, that's why the weekly review is so good, because I realized I did way more than what I thought I did. But yeah, what else did I do? Oh yeah, so another thing that was really important last week, which if in the moment it felt like a waste of time, but it actually wasn't. I had spent a lot of time understanding the differences between AI chatbots, AI chat, AI assistants, and AI agents, which I actually wrote a post about that, because I'm gonna be honest, I work in tech, but I really did not know the difference between, just last week. As of last week, I did not know the difference between AI chat and an AI chat bot. I thought it was the same thing. When I just found out last week from doing research and etc., that a chat bot is more like when you go to a website and there's support, it's, you know, the little bubble and it's an automated system. That's a chat bot. But AI chat is when you speak to chat GPT or Anthropic's Claude, like that is chat. So when you're speaking with AI or a large language model and you're having an ongoing conversation and it's not doing some sort of support or assistance in any way, that is AI chat. So all these things, I really didn't know the difference. And the reason why it was important for me to know is because, again, this year I'm working on being consistent with everything, my newsletters, my work, everything. And so I said, okay, one of the reasons why I'm not consistent a lot is because a lot of the stuff that I do, even though I automate a lot, there's still a lot that I do that's very manual. So I was thinking, okay, well, how can I incorporate AI assistance into my work? And then I realized that's not what I was looking for. I was actually looking for an agent. So that's something that I did last week. I spent countless hours, honestly, making a digital notebook, helping myself to understand all the differences between everything. And actually, my other channel, I haven't posted a video on there in a very long time, but I might do an update. I might do a video on that about the differences, and then also share my post that I'm going to publish today or tomorrow. But yeah, and honestly, AI is moving so quickly. There's so many different terms and things that it's really hard to keep up with. And so that's another thing that I want to do. I need an AI agent to help do research every week so that I'm keeping up with what's going on in tech and AI. Isn't that crazy? I need AI to help me keep up with AI. And it's funny because, like, I read a lot and there's still so much that I feel like everything's changing so quickly. There's so many new terminologies and technologies and etc. to keep up with. So it was actually really, I know that to me at the end of the time, it felt like a waste of time to sit there learning. But I have to say, I spent like a lot of time on YouTube and watching YouTube videos because I didn't want to pay for a course or anything. And I did see a course for like $9.99 on Udemy, but I thought, you know what? I think I can just do this on my own by just reading the API documentation of ChatGPT and reading just reading documentation of NVIDIA, Claude, Anthropic's Claude, ChatGPT, I'm probably mispronouncing this, Mistral AI, Olama, which is, oh my gosh, I just installed Olama on one of my on my second computer because I want to create an AI agent that helps to summarize news articles for me, because I don't have time to read all that. I need to find work. So I want to set an agent that can take an RSS feed and then just spit out like a summary in 2 sentences for all the articles, and then have that. Then I like to do is have those summaries convert from text to speech. Sorry. By the way, just really quickly, do you see? Look at how nice the sunset is. Oh, I just love it. Well, yeah, this video is going on 30 minutes, and now I'm talking about AI and not my weekly review. But anyway, I kept my word and I did my weekly review on camera with you guys. I'm a bit late, but this Friday is going to be 37 degrees again. It's going to be warm. So I will... And I think the house is gonna be empty, so I'm definitely gonna do a video, even if I'm, excuse me, even if I'm not on camera. I'm gonna do a weekly review video because, to be honest, you know, it helps me keep accountable as well. The fact that I'm not working with anyone else, I don't have a co-founder, or you know, I don't have access to a co-working space or anything, so that makes it difficult to keep accountable. So having my weekly review and telling you all out there, the 15 of you, I'm joking. Yeah, sometimes I do have 15 viewers, but telling the internet, so doing my weekly review, telling the internet helps to keep me accountable. It also keeps me motivated because you don't want to not keep your word, which I really am working on that, improving that as well. So yeah, well, I just wanna. Oh look, it's a star. Can you guys see the star there? Wow. Wow, it's so beautiful. I mean, you can't see it so well on camera, but oh man, the sky is like fiery red. If you're new here, I'm just obsessed with the sunset and nature and everything. So now my little tiny fingers are getting cold. But yeah, anyway, that was a little bit about my weekly review. For my next one, I'm definitely going to have something a little bit nicer planned out, and I'll probably put it on the screen. So what I'll probably do is, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this really quickly. In my weekly review, I have it set up so that I can use speech and not have to actually type. And I set up both a shortcut, a form. So I've made it available everywhere so that I can either just like use speech, or like I made it available so that I cannot say, oh yeah, I couldn't find it, or oh yeah, there's no excuses. So I made my weekly reviews available everywhere as a shortcut, as a tally form. It's in I have it as a Notion notification, event that I get a notification for. I have it in my calendar, so I have no excuse, and I've made it so easy that I can just tap a button and speak into the phone or the computer, and then send the transcript of everything to ChatGPT, and then it send me back a summary. So I have no excuse. So for this week, that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll make that summary. I'll probably make it publicly available, honestly, or I'll share it in my next video. But yeah, anyway, thanks for, if you can still see me, thanks for sticking around. I know that there's still a few wildfires in California. I hope you and your families are doing well. Oh, also in my newsletter, which I'll probably share in a post on YouTube, I linked some resources at the bottom of my personal newsletter. It also had a directory of marginalized families in California that could use your help and their GoFundMe. So I included that and some verified sources for making donations. So I hope that you Californians are staying safe and well and getting the help and support that you needed. If wherever you're watching this, I hope you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are. Also, remember to always stay kind. Well, be kind and stay kind. Yeah, so all right, have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye.